I recently did a live stream for my Patreon followers, and this month I set myself the task of designing Batmobiles. I did Batmobiles through the ages, so what would Batman have driven if he was alive in 1890, or in the late teens, or in the 1930s? Would it be Art Deco inspired? All that kind of thing. So, and the good thing with that task was that it took the thought out of it. I didn't have to spend too long thinking about what I was going to draw next. I could just think, right, Batmobile in the 1930s, what does that look like? And I could just get on with the doodling, basically. And whenever I have to invent something, I nearly always turn to doing thumbnails first, because that's just the quickest way of getting some ideas down on paper. And you want to be quick, because most of the first ones you do are usually not your best ideas. Usually it takes a few iterations before you get to the really good stuff, the interesting designs. So just getting the pencil and the paper or your iPad pen to screen and just getting on with it is the best approach. Just work your way through it as quickly as you can, and hopefully in an hour or so you'll have started to get to the good stuff. So here's the first batch that I did during the live stream. So the first one here is a sort of steampunk Victorian style, steam powered. Then we've got something that might have raced at Indy in the late teens, maybe a Miller type thing with a big fin. Later on we've got the 1930s Art Deco, perhaps like a Bugatti or a Delage, that kind of thing. Then we go to the 1950s, perhaps D-type inspired, something like that, Le Mans racer. And then the 1970s, something a bit more wedgy, or perhaps a bit like a 917 or that kind of thing, a Le Mans racer. And then last of all, we got kind of modern day, it's a bit like the current Le Mans cars, I suppose, these prototypes. Maybe looking towards the future a little bit as well. And they were the first ideas out of my head. And like I say, they're not always the best ones. So the next day I reworked. I had another go and went through them once more. And I think the second batch, there's certainly, I thought perhaps where I played it a bit safe on the first day, I pushed things around a bit, like swapping the wheel sizes around to the big one at the front and adding the cow catcher and things like that, just having a bit more fun with it and pushing it a bit further. And most of them, I think, were improved the second time round. Here I added an extra set of wheels like the Tyrrell Formula One car. I think this design perhaps didn't get better by adding bigger fins and things. I think I prefer the simple earlier one in this case. Here we've got some nice side pipes, which definitely add a bit more cartoon fun to it. And the same here, just a bit more of a swoopy thing, maybe with a jet engine at the back. And again, a pair of twin wheels on this more futuristic thing that makes it quite fun and beefy looking. So I'd be interested to see what you think. Do you think the second batch are more interesting than the first batch? Which are your favourites? And also, I think definitely have a go yourself. It's a really fun challenge to try. I might try and do some other superheroes vehicles and see what they look like. Oh, and one last thing. If you really like these sketches and would like a copy yourself, I've just made them into a lovely A3 limited edition print. There's just going to be 50 of these. They're signed and numbered, and they look really nice. Just something special about seeing something that used to only be on a computer screen and now seeing it on actual paper. Nice thick paper too. There'll be a link down below in the comments. Comments? Somewhere down there. There'll be a link down there. Right, that really is it. Have a great week. Take care.